Married at First Sight and Afterparty, Season 18, Chicago, Episode 1. So episode 1 is where the cast is the most optimistic. They all express how they want someone to commit to, love them, build a future together with, blah, blah, blah. Now, on Afterparty, Keisha is back from maternity leave. Her guests were Karla, Camille, and Madison. Hi, I'm Tamara, and this is Tamara Lynette Tells. In this episode, we got to hear everybody repeat why they wanted to get married at first sight again. They gave similar explanations as to why they are single. They tried on wedding dresses. The men tried on tuxedos. The women met up, and so did the men. We only had one wedding, and we had what I'm calling out as a fake traversy. Let's get into it. Okay, so let me start out by admitting that I fast forward through some parts of this episode because I couldn't sit through hearing everybody repeat why they want to get married at first sight and then complaining about their dating lives as if this show is their secret weapon to finding their perfect match. Looks like the producers ditched the combined bachelorette and bachelor parties, which was usually the best part of this episode. I'd like to see who goes over the top with drinking, being nasty, or flirting with strippers, both brides and grooms. Instead, the girls met up at a bowling alley. Womp womp. I would say, with the exception of Michelle, they were all talking a big old game about sex. Camille asked, "What's your favorite position?" Karla said, "Lick it, flip it, twist it, sit on top, sit on bottom, all the ways. Don't bore me." Okay, Belle Biv DeVoe, slap it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no! Now, when they asked what if your husband is not circumcised, Karla said she loves dating foreign men and they are uncircumcised. She likes pulling back the layers to find her prize. Okay, peeling away all the layers to get to the good part. He's not an artichoke. On this episode, she came across as being very open and free, but on Afterparty, she felt a little more reserved. I wouldn't go as far as saying a prude, but not the same vibe as the bowling alley. Meanwhile, Emem was dancing around talking about whatever you need, whatever you want, I'ma do it. I'm in this 100%. And Camille seems to be ready to do what grown folks do when they are married. Madison said her favorite position is on the counter and was egged on by Karla to climb on top of the counter to demonstrate. So she did, but not really because she was wearing a dress with no drawers. Now, Michelle seems to be the most reserved when it comes to sex. In my last video, I said one of her red flags is the wall she puts up. I could literally see her laying the cement foundation for a solid brick wall with every word she spoke. She might be a great person, don't get me wrong, but so far to me, her personality doesn't feel like a good fit for this show. When it comes to sex, we'll see what happens because it sounds like 4 out of 5 of these brides are ready to ride their husband's G-Wagon sooner rather than later. But rarely do we have a season where everyone has sex right out the gate, that they'll admit to anyway. On Afterparty, Madison and Camille both said their friends threw them real bachelorette parties and they had a blast. Now, meanwhile, in the men's corner, the men were saying the same thing, but in different ways. Basically, they love sex and want their wives to love it too. As expected, all of these singles were extremely nervous about who the experts would deliver to them as their spouse. Will they get who they asked for? It's always a toss-up on this show. If they want to get exactly what they want delivered, they need to skip this show and instead order from HelloFresh and get their grub on. They can choose meals that match their eating style, like fit and wholesome, quick and easy. Wait, am I talking about food or their dating lifestyle? Just kidding. There are a ton of options for whatever you're craving. They change up the menus every week so you won't get bored from eating the same recipes. I have been eating HelloFresh for a long time now, and I really enjoy having yummy, flavorful lunches without having to think about it. The ingredients show up to my door and everything I need in order to prepare them, like proteins, veggies, sauces, spices, and more, are all included. And bonus, I don't have to worry about going to the grocery store as much. Now, you know I love bringing you deals, so here it goes. Get 10 free meals at HelloFresh.com and use code TLT10. Applied across 7 boxes, new subscribers only, varies by plan. That's 10 free HelloFresh meals just by going to HelloFresh.com with code TLT10. Believe me, your taste buds will thank you for trying it. Bon appetit. Camille and Thomas were the first ones up to get married. Camille and her besties were getting glammed up while she again stressed how much she doesn't want to get love bombed. She brought that up in a matchmaking special, then earlier in this episode when she met with the other brides, and now she's telling her besties, what if he love bombs me? This has to be the producers encouraging her to talk about love bombing over and over and over again. Otherwise, they would have edited it out. We get it. She's been love bombed. Enough already. On Afterparty, Keisha asked Camille if they exchanged gifts because they didn't show it in this episode. She said she bought Thomas a whiskey set because she loves whiskey, and he got her a vinyl record, which she appreciated because she loves music. Plus, he got her a gold compass bracelet to lead them in the right direction. The symbolism is cute, but they're going to need a little more than a compass to make it through this experiment. So meanwhile, over in Thomas's camp, he's concerned she won't be attracted to him and was asking his friends for advice. Now, the advice part felt forced and manufactured in order to get more on-camera moments of him interacting with his family to me. Thomas talked about how he was always afraid to take the next step towards marriage in his relationships. If you missed it, in my last video, I said his most recent relationship lasted 9 years and ended because he was afraid to commit. Now, imagine how his ex must feel right about now. She broke up with him due to his lack of commitment. Then he turns around, goes full on extreme, and agrees to marry a complete stranger that a reality show with a bad track record hooked him up with. Even if his ex has moved on, is in a great relationship, and has given birth to the love of her life's child, she's got to feel a little salty about this situation. 9 years she waited on this man, and Camille only has to wait 10 minutes for him to say I do. That's got to sting at least a little bit. Now, his family dynamic seems like there's a story that has yet to be told. He was having a very emotional moment with his mom. He told her he didn't want her to walk down the aisle alone, so he handed her a framed picture of his dad, who has passed away. It was a sweet moment. They were both crying, and his mom advised him to be as good as a husband as his dad was. So after they dried their eyes, another lady walks in that he calls mom. So to the confessional cam, Thomas said that he's only known his biological mom for about 7 years, and it's great to have both of his moms there to support him. We see the bio mom thanking his bonus mom for everything she's done for her sons, and the bonus mom was like, you don't have to thank me, honey. Maybe I missed him saying he was adopted, or maybe he wasn't adopted. I guess we'll learn more about this later. Meanwhile, fake controversy was brewing over in Camille's corner. She appeared to be perfectly fine, going with the flow. Her makeup was popping, smile was glowing, her dress was wedding dressing. She seemed a little nervous, but not crazy nervous. Then all of a sudden, she's saying, I don't think I can do this. She told the producer, I'm feeling nervous. This is not really me. I'm not someone who normally does something like this. Child, nobody is someone who normally does something like this. Literally, only 141 people in the United States have allowed these producers and their eHarmony dating surveys to pick their spouse. But Camille appeared to be extremely calm and okay. Maybe she's a calm panicker, if that's a thing. So the producers were trying to get her to talk about how she was feeling on camera, and she walked off. But something about all of this felt just a little fake to me. Maybe it was because of the way they edited this scene. They didn't give us a timeline of like how long she was tripping. It felt like 5 minutes. Like maybe they needed to indicate 2 hours later or something, because it was too easy to convince her to go through with it. Her bridesmaid went to talk to her, and Camille calmly said, would everybody be disappointed if I didn't go through with this? Because I'm almost at that point. And her bridesmaid said, you're going through with this. We've all gathered here for you today. It's gonna happen. You look beautiful. You've thought about this. It's time. Talk it out. Say some affirmations. So Camille took a deep breath. I got this. I was meant to take this route. He's going to think I'm beautiful. We're going to get along great. And we're going to live happily ever after. Then she was good to go. Really? All she needed was a 4-sentence pep talk. Honestly, For real, I think she was feeling insecure with the bra she had on. I think she would feel a little more confident if she was wearing one of these bras from Skims. I recently started a business that requires me to be on my feet and active, so I have to wear a bra with an underwire. Not because they're comfortable, but for the extra support. But the first thing I would do when I got home was take it off to release my girls from boob gel. Since I've discovered Skims bras, not only have my girls been happier and my skin no longer irritated due to wiry bra syndrome, but they look better and a little juicier too, if I do say so myself. My favorite are their t-shirt bras. I'm obsessed with how comfortable they are. I never really thought about why they called them t-shirt bras, but now I get it. They're comfy like a cozy t-shirt. Duh. Now, when I want to get my sexy on, I wear this one. They're no-show balconette bra. The cups are made from this beautiful mesh fabric, and when I take my top off, not much is left to the imagination, if you know what I mean. If you are on the fence about trying Skims, I urge you to climb over and hop on skims.com and get you some. They offer them in 62 sizes, 38 to 46H. Make sure you let them know that I sent you. After you place your order, take the survey, select YouTube, then scroll down to Tamara Lynette Tales in the drop-down menu that follows. Trust me, your girls will thank you. On Afterparty, Keisha asked Camille if there was anything she wishes she could do over on her wedding day. Camille said if she could do anything over, she would calm down. Of all the people in Chicago, this guy was deemed to be her perfect match, so calm the hell down. I don't know, maybe she really was freaking out and about to walk out, but it certainly didn't feel like that to me. But in any case, she ended up walking down the aisle. On Afterparty, Keisha asked her what were her first thoughts when she walked down the aisle, and Camille said, "Thank God he's tall and looks good in his suit." Now, she thought he was attractive, but she's known to go more for personality than looks, so I guess if he looked like Shrek, she would have been fine with him too. She said there were awkward moments during the ceremony because the officiant would go off script and ad-lib some silly stuff. For example, her family said Camille is her own biggest fan when it comes to her jokes. She'll laugh at her own jokes. She thinks she's really funny, yada, yada, yada. But the officiant read that story. Camille is her own biggest fan. Then there was like this long pause, which made it sound like Camille is arrogant. So Camille was standing up there like, wait a minute, who said that about me? I'm not like that. Anyway, they got married and they kissed. On Afterparty, Keisha gave her props for kissing Thomas. I like it when they kiss too. They just dedicated their life to this person. Might as well go on ahead and swap a little saliva to seal the deal. After they walked down the aisle, that was it for the Camille and Thomas show. They moved on to Madison and Allen. We learned that Madison normally goes for pretty boys, but she said with that comes arrogance and overconfidence. I wonder if Juan is more her type, but she said she prefers Caucasian men, so maybe not. We learned that Allen's dad wasn't nurturing. Madison has said that about her mom. Hopefully they weren't going for a trauma bond match with these two. They exchanged gifts, but we never got to see them. The gifts were delivered to their rooms. Each of them read the cards out loud. Madison's package had a banana on top of it. Allen wrote, "I hope you find this appealing." Get it? Peeling, because it's a banana, and in order to eat it, you have to... Never mind. So he gave Madison a Tiffany's bracelet, but they didn't show us what it looked like. And we didn't see what she gave Allen. There was an aluminum water bottle on the table next to the bag. Maybe that was a gift? I don't know. So it looks like we have to wait till the next episode to see these two get married. Based on the previews and the word on the street, this season is going to be a hot mess. I'm not sure how long it's going to take for it to go south, but plan accordingly. In the meantime, that's all I have for now. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in my next video.